Hi everyone, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and happy at your home. So today we are going to discuss the third step of farming. First step was preparation of soil. Second step was sowing, which we have discussed in detail in our previous videos. In this third step, in this video we are going to discuss the third step. This third step is nothing but adding manures and fertilizers. Adding manures and fertilizers. So stay tuned and listen to the class. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and we will go to Microsoft Whiteboard straight away. I hope that you can see the screen, right? so see, so you understood the first two process, right? Now the third process is adding manure and fertilizers. So we will keep that thing aside and we will discuss if that thing is not added, what will happen. Now right? Land is there, right? The, the crop, the seed has been sowed, so seed comes out, right? Seed comes out, the shoot comes out, and a baby root comes out, right? In the first year of farming, if you're doing the farming for the first time, the first year the crops will be very healthy, the root also will be, I mean the crop basically will be very healthy and it will give nice yield. What do you mean by yield? Yield mean how much it is producing. Say for example mango tree, how much mango it is producing, or say for example apple tree, how much apples producing. Paddy, how much grains it is producing. So yield means the production. Okay, how much it is producing. So yield will be high during the first year of cultivation if you're not using iron manures. But afterwards, what happens? One second, let me erase. After that, what happens? Second year, if the farmer, if he continues to sow the seed, what happens? The plant will come out, shoot will come out, and the root also will come out, but they will be little bit weak. They won't be healthy enough like compared to the previous one. Again, if the farmer goes on the third year, the plant will be much more weaker. Okay, so what is the problem here? See, plants are getting lot of nutrients, water, of course, water and lot of nutrients from the soil, right? It also required nitrogen, it also required many other macromolecules, just like we are required. We are drinking Horlicks and Boost, right? You will drinking Horlicks and Boost daily, isn't it? Why? Because you are getting nutrients. In the same way plants also get needs nutrient. I'm not telling that plants require Boost and Horlicks. They require something called fertilizers. They require something called fertilizers. Okay, fine. Fertilizers. Now, I want to just explain here something. Yeah. See, we our nation is such a huge nation. We cannot compare our nation with any other nation. Now, because our nation is hugely populated, and we have very less area for agriculture also. Because of this, what happens? No, the demand for food, no, or the demand for food is very high. So when we got independence from the British, we were in very, very pathetic situation, and we were not having enough grains to feed everyone. Okay, so what happened slowly? Okay, a great person called Swaminathan came in, and he actually started something called Green Revolution. He started what? Green Revolution. Okay, Green Revolution. What is Green Revolution? So what basically did, he actually at a large scale the factories start to make fertilizers. The factories started to make fertilizers. Okay, now what are these fertilizers and how it benefited? So what happened, the farmers are, of course, again normal process, they will sow the seed, but this time after sowing, okay, after second step, they started to add this fertilizer. When they started to add this fertilizer, what happened? It is just like Boost and Horlicks. Okay, so the plant started to grow again, healthy. The plant again is getting a lot of health, I mean nutrients, so it will grow very nicely, right? Lot of fruits or whatever. The yield will be very high yield, right? So that's the benefit of fertilizer. And what are these fertilizers? Fertilizers are nothing but chemicals. They are chemicals. They are chemicals produced in factories. Okay, they are produced in factories. They're chemicals produced in factories, which actually help the plants to grow faster and grow healthily. Grow healthy. Now, what are these chemicals? Okay, examples. For example, I will give you one example. Superphosphate. Superphosphate is an example for fertilizer, not Superman. Superphosphate. Okay, superphosphate. The superphosphate. Why I'm telling this example? Because many of you will remember this example because I told Superman. Maybe you'll love Superman in that way you can remember. If you hate him, also in that way you can remember at least. So superphosphate is an example for fertilizer. Another example for fertilizer is, uh, for example, ammonium sulfate, or another. I will tell you the easy one: urea. Urea is another fertilizer. Don't compare urine with urea. I know many of you will think urines are urea because you're hearing for the first time. Urea is a white color powder. Okay, it's not urine. Okay, urea is a white color powder, and this is prepared in the factories. Okay, now, urea is also very good fertilizer. Superphosphate is also very good fertilizer. Ammonium sulfate is also good fertilizer. These two example I think you can remember: superphosphate and urea. Another example, very famous one, is NPK. Now, what is NPK? N stands for nitrogen. N stands for nitrogen. N stands for nitrogen. Oh my god, my mouse. Nitrogen. P stands for phosphate. P stands for phosphate. Okay. K stands for potassium. K stands for potassium. Okay, I'm not able to write it in my mouse. NPK basically means nitrogen, phosphate, potassium. Okay, now NPK is very good fertilizer again. So NPK, superphosphate, urea are example for fertilizers. I think it's very messy um, screen. One second, let me clear everything. Get cleared. Yeah, good. Understood. Now fertilizers. Now when, so due to Swaminathan, what farmers started to do, farmers started to use fertilizers, so the crops, they were very healthy and they started to give very nice yield. Okay, and because of this, what happened, lot of grains we started to, because of high yield we got lot of grains, and because of this we got a lot of rice. And this rice and wheat both were able to feed majority of people, able to feed majority of people. Okay, rice and wheat, because now we have actually buffer stock also, I mean reserve stock also. Anyway, so we have improved from that time, and we have improved independently. We have improved. We didn't ask any help from any other country. Okay, we have our own problems and we know to solve our own problems by ourselves. Okay, only thing is that genius people should stay here and do that work instead of going out and living in heaven. Anyone can go and live in heaven, but only genius people can stay in hell and make it as heaven. Anyway, so that is rice and wheat. So that's how we were able to overcome the demand for food. Okay, then, so because of Swaminathan, we were able to overcome our food problem. Okay, now that's the benefit of fertilizer. Fertilizer help the crops to grow, but there's a problem. Now what happened, the farmers, when they started to use these fertilizers, they they understood that, yeah, because it's fertilizer only, the crops are growing very very healthy. And some farmers started to exploit it. What they did, Actually, there's a particular amount of fertilizers to be used. There's a government instruction that this much fertilizer only should be used. But some farmers, what they did, they started to overuse the fertilizer by thinking that by using more fertilizer, the crop might grow much more bigger, isn't it? So they become their own scientist. And what happened actually? Plant, of course. See, if you have 10 buckets of chicken biryani in front of you, you can eat only how much your stomach can sustain, isn't it? You cannot complete the 10 bucket, right? So in the same way, plants also cannot take that much nutrients. So over nutrients, what happens, due to rain and some other irrigation thing and all, this particular chemicals, the fertilizers, they started to get mixed with the running water, maybe pond or lake, and they started to pollute water. So water pollution started to happen. Even they started to pollute the groundwater. So pollution started to happen. So that is the problem with overuse of fertilizers. See, fertilizers not what to say natural in origin. Humans only made it in factories. That is the problem here. Okay. So now we are in a stage where we are overusing fertilizer, and we are actually polluting our own environment. So now the government is coming out with organic farming. So what do you mean by organic farming? Organic farming. Government is coming out with organic farming. So that's where manures come in handy. 1 second, let me clear this. So there are some farmers actually they don't use this chemical fertilizers. What they use cow dung, they use natural sources of fertilizers. Okay, they are natural fertilizers also. Okay, so even that is also enough for the plants to grow healthy. Okay, that is also enough for the plants to grow healthy. Okay, manures are actually not only makes the soil nutrient rich, it also makes the soil porous. What do you mean porous? Porous means holes. I mean, it increases the gap in the soil. Because of that, what happens? Gap in the sense means how to say, these gaps only bacteria can come up. Okay, bacteria and earthworm and all, and they actually makes the, just like plowing. First step, same thing happens here. And because of that, water can be retained for a long time. So it's plants are getting benefited due to manures. Now these are called manures. The manures are completely different from fertilizers. Remember that manures are completely different from fertilizers. Okay, manures are natural in origin. Fertilizers are man-made, of course. Now manures does not pollute the environment. Okay, see, if you're using over manure also, it will not pollute the environment, because fungus will come up, other saprotypic organisms will feed on it, and it will decompose the things. So nothing to worry, it's natural in source, not natural in origin. So it will replenish the soil with nutrients. So that's the benefit of manures. But only one problem is, we don't have enough facilities of manure production. See, manure, while producing manure, worms will be there, it will be very stinky and all. So a lot of people will avoid this. Okay, they need no very comfortable life. Even though they're killing the environment nearby, they don't care. That's the human nature, majority of human nature. But there are some good farmers, there are some good people who are working on this, and they're making wonderful manures. Okay, they are okay. I'm not going to discuss much more detail, you will get confused. So basically, manures are all natural in origin. Fertilizers are factory, they are produced in factories. Manures will not pollute the soil. Manures will make this soil nutrient rich. Manures will make the soil to retain the water for a long time. Water retaining capacity of the soil will increase. Manures will invite bacteria and earthworms to the soil, so that the soil will again undergo replenish the soil, replenish big plowing and all again naturally happens there. So manures all 360 degree, it is full, what, full benefit only, there's no harm thing. And I told you, my students, I have told you many times that Sikkim is the first state in India which became completely organic in nature, because they are not using any chemical fertilizer. Okay, so that as inspiration we should study, and we should all change to organic farming. Okay, so that's for only for today. One second, I will share my your textbook also. Fine. So we discussed adding manures and fertilizers. Where it is? Yeah. Fine. Now we have to discuss the difference between them. One second. Yeah. See, fertilizer. One second. Let me choose the pen. Yeah. See, fertilizer is man-made. Fertilizer is man-made. I told you. Manure is natural substance. Natural substance. The fertilizer is prepared in factories. Manure can be prepared in the fields. Manure can be prepared in the fields. See, old leaves and cow dung, you mix everything together and dump in one place. It will form manure. Okay. The fertilizer does not provide any humus in the soil. What do you mean by humus? Humus means dead and decaying matter, which is very good for the soil. Now, of course, fertilizer will not have this. Only manure will have it. So manures have a lot of humus. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus. See, fertilizer, because they are factory made, it contains exact amount of nutrients which plants require: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. But manure, no, that is organic in origin. Well, it is not produced in factory. Limitations are there, so they're not nutrient wise. They are not as good. See, just imagine a tender coconut. A tender coconut is organic in nature, right? But in the same Horlicks, it is produced factories, and you people are drinking it. Now, Horlicks contains nutrients, isn't it? But tender coconut also contains nutrients. But if you compare both, Horlicks only contains more nutrients. But at the same time, it might have some, you know, side effects. Maybe, I don't know. Horlicks and Boost, but this tender coconut will never have it. So understood. So that is the basic difference of fertilizer and manure. Now, what is the advantage of using manure? See here, it enhances. Let me use highlighter. It enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. I told you. It makes the soil porous due to exchange of gases become easy, because then the roots can breathe easily. It increases the number of friendly microbes. Once I, by mistake, I did the entire thing. Uh, anyway, it improves the texture of the soil. Texture means the soil, no, this soil profile and all you study, no, previous class. Same thing. That thing increase the number of friendly microbes. A lot of microbes comes in. Okay, so that's only for today. Fine. So listen, question time. Okay, question time, question time. I will speak the, I will dictate the question very clearly. Question number one: who is considered as the father of green revolution in India? I have mentioned his name. That's why I'm asking you. Who is considered as the father of green revolution in India? Question number two: why we actually needed an innovative idea like green revolution during and after independence? Now, not need that second question, because I'm really going to social side, not biology. Second question is, okay, what is the full form of NPK? What is the full form of NPK? Third question, which particular, no, 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 no. Third question, differentiate between manures and fertilizers. Differentiate between manures and fertilizers. At least 3 points. Fourth question, what are the advantages of manures? What are the advantages of using manures? What are the advantages of using manures? Last question, how does how does overusing of fertilizer leads to pollution? How does overusing of fertilizer leads to pollution? Okay, so 5 questions. Write in the class web. Be happy. Okay. So Anurag signing out. I'm always available for your doubts. You can ask me anytime.